Now Buhari economic blueprint Atiku they bring is right to make I remind you small sure you get. How many of you remember sometimes in 2016, I think, if my memory still serves me right, which I believe still does, you remember Baru, Mike Auntie Baru, that guy who died, the former GMD of NNPC, Mike Auntie Baru. He died of coronavirus at the time. But before his death, you remember when Baru traveled to London with the portfolio, the oil portfolio of $27.5 billion that they just signed with different oil companies who are going to be extracting your oil in Nigeria and all of that stuff. You remember that time? And they kept it so secret. Buhari was like a vegetable on a London bed. And Pastor Ruga was in Abuja doing vigil. Say, make Buhari paying so that himself go become president at the time. I'm not making that up. It's true. That is the reason why they Jojo during their APC, what do you call it? Primaries. Pastor Ruga was holding on so that they go tell and say, Pastor, the Lord give it and the Lord take it. Buhari don't buy. So they left him in Nigeria. He's doing his vigil, doing his fasting and prayer. Mike Auntie Baru brought that 20-something billion portfolio, oil portfolio to London for Abba Kyari to sign. You remember that? Because Buhari was probably not, you remember, it was a vegetable, like gone. It was Abba Kyari, right, who appended Buhari's signature on that. That is one of the state secrets. And today, after that, it was this same Buhari's time that they said they made a deal with China. So they were going to take $10 billion from your foreign reserve and they gave it to China. China take 10 billion so that we can change our money into China yuan deal. They call it yuan deal. So that America that was doing gra-gra, they can face China and people can, Nigerians will begin to enjoy soft life. We America no give them. According to this APC, that 10 billion still the China hand. Now they are owing China. You know how they are already paying back at China, by demarcating everywhere resources is in every part of Nigeria, and they send their team there to go and extract them under their supervision and protection as well. So the same Buhari and call it Buharinomics. So nothing good about Buharinomics. But here is where Atiku comes in. Before Buhari came in, it was Atiku and his own company. They were collecting all of the imported duties and this tax or that tax at Lagos ports. Do you remember that? They were called Intel. Now that Intel, like Alpha Beta of Tifnumbu, okay? So whatever they declare is what they declare. So you got to a stage whereby Intel wasn't even declaring anything anymore to Nigeria. When Buhari came in, being part of those areas, some of you probably don't know that these guys, they, as you are thinking, they are probably planning on how to make Nigeria or how to do something better. No. All of them, what they usually do is that they take note of strategic resource areas, and just in a simpler form, what can turn to money? Where is the money? Where do you make real money? Give us all these places. So they will now share them to their cronies. Okay? So Atiku was enjoying that. As I was told, though, from the time they sold Nitel, sold everything, it was Atiku that sold all of those things. Privatization then, Now Atiku privatized Lagos ports, can't give on to his own business, his own company. Now imagine Atiku as vice president since 1999. Now, imagine that Intel that has been in charge of Lagos Sports since 2002 until 2016. That's 14 straight years. They can't say Intel, they are owing Nigeria some certain money. When Buhari came in, they come out and remove them. So they removed Atifku's company. And guess what happened? They replaced Atifku's company with their own choice, tax collector. Everything still borders on the same thing, like it goes to them, not to you. So if Atifku comes back in, you can understand that wherever they didn't finish selling, those ones they didn't sell as scrap, they are coming. Atifku is good at that. He's already said it. Okay, so he's coming and he can throw all of them to the market, and you will think they are being thrown into the market. They are being thrown as scraps and sold as scraps to his cronies and friends. So that's why I said, whether you run to Obio, whether you run to Atifku, whether you run to Tifnumbu, as long as it is just this one Nigeria, you are not escaping anything. Take that from me. You're not. So Atifku and his own friends, they present themselves as businessmen. And in this case, Omo, it will be business as usual. If you don't remember, Atifku was so powerful, so influential, that Obasanjo had to prostrate for him before Obasanjo could get his second term. No joke. That was how powerful he was. So because of his political influence, Obasanjo had to hand over the economy, as they say, economy, the same one that Pastor Ruga was given to, and he's sharing 10,000 naira. Atifku was identifying the properties of federal government of Nigeria after the military rule, and he was giving them as giveaway prices to his own friends. Some of them they didn't even have the resources to actually make all those, structures and all of them to actually function and be productive in a way. No, they were still drawing money from the government to run some of them, despite the fact that they have been sold. This Atifku, now give them the key. Come back in a year to come and lament like you did with Buhari. So, what should we do? But stop asking. Begin to think what life will look like in an independent or autonomous Yoruba region. I'll keep reminding you, even if they keep telling you that it's bullshit, forget that nonsense. You will be pushed to that stage. Listen to Akeredolu. Akeredolu, who knows the truth, who knows what to do, and all of them who knows what to do, but because of what they think they are going to lose, they are playing that what have you with you. Don't worry. Break it up to save lives. Bumi, Kobake. But guess what? You are still going to be what? You are still going to be experiencing the same thing, even worse. No be cause so. Now waiting them plot and plan for you. If you probably want it better, you should now begin to imagine what life will be like outside this arrangement, if you are allowed to actually decide or determine what and how you want to be led or to live, than lamenting and everybody taking advantage of you and all of that stuff. So Akeredolu and co knows that truth. So whichever one you ended up in their hands, well, I wish you good luck. So me, I want to go make another tea, okay? And I want to take a few calls tonight as well, so then we can call it a night. All right. Initially, I was just going to do this half hour and all that, and then call it a night. But I'll take calls if you are not tired like me. Okay. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I have a caller. Hamed, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Baba. Well, everybody can hear you now because I've connected you. Adeo. It's the same old and same old.
You see, you know, the last word that you said, when people say, now what do we do? And the next thing you say is, let's break it up, right? Everybody who manages the sort system. Abi?
Exactly.
But some people will say, even if we break it up, you know, these people will still not stop it. We still have some cream, but there is one thing I want to maybe that you left out, and maybe let me just add up to that. Well, you see, when we break it up and everybody is managing their resources, you see that blame game of you pointing hands at Igbos, or you pointing hands at Fulani, or pointing hands at Yoruba. That nonsense will stop.
Stop right away.
You will now be able to grab your leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is one thing I used to tell my Hausa friends and the rest. They will say, Nigeria, which means you are saying they should separate Nigeria. If they separate it, they will still continue stealing. And I will tell them, do you know that that's one Nigeria? That is what they have been using to put you in the situation that you are today. Because they know they can easily tell you that Biafrans are your problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you that cannot think straight will just accept it because of what? One Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
But today, if you are in your name as Northerners from the north or Hausa from the north, nobody will point fingers at Biafra.
At Yorubas,
and that is the only way you will be at Yorubas or Biafrans. And that is the only way you can know that these people, this is what they have been doing for to you people for a long time.
That's right.
You can be able to challenge them, and they will not have any.
And there will be no Abuja to run to start with.
No Abuja to run to.
There's no Abuja
and
to
that
run
is
to.
when the development, that is when they will start, because all the money that you see them spending today, they get all that money from the south.
Yes.
And you people will say, oh, the money that is coming from the south, Kinikon, Shebi is the money from the granite, Kinikon, then that they use to extract oil, Kinikon. You know, those nonsense, I say, who told you? Wait, even though that is the story they've been telling you, why is it that money that they use to extract oil, that money that have been getting from the oil, what have they done to you? Is it not their same children and their same families that they've been taking care of? Why can't you guys think? And I'm very happy. A lot of them today, they are thinking the way every day. Conversation tell me at your money ewo ajo dagbani be se wan ajo dagbani kò sí nǹkan tó lè yà wá pé Nàìjíríà pín kò mean pé a máa pín yà àti àjọ máa grow together better than before, because competition yẹn ó máa wá wà ńbẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin gan ẹ máa easy láti pé okay, I want to come and contest in this system. What this my friend are doing in their side, it impresses me and I want to come and do it for my own people. that competition will be healthy. Kò ní sí pé a máa máa wòra wa
toxic, all this type of a toxic
yes,
relationship, vile
yes,
comments, hatred,
yes,
and
of
every other
course.
thing that,
máa gún gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tá a dàgbà pẹ̀lú tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti kó sí wa lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ pé àwọn kinní kan all those kind of religion. I'm telling you, even the Hausas, most of my friends now, ọpọlọ wọn ti ṣí wọn tí ń wò pé ẹ wá o kí no be say we no like our religion but e be like say wọ́n ti ń fi kinní wọ́n ti ń fi kó wa lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ o ẹ jẹ́ àpadà síbi ẹ jẹ́ àpadà ká lọ ka Kùránì wa ká lọ ka kéwù wa dáadáa ká mọ nǹkan tó yẹ kó wà ń bẹ̀ o káwọn wòlíì kan máa fi búrẹ́dì kó wa lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ o. And I'm telling you, gbogbo wọn ojú wọn ti là, they are beginning to understand. Ìsìn pé wọ́n ń bá Ìgbò kan jà àbí kinní kan, mo ní ẹ wá nísìn ìsìn tó bá ní Nàìjíríà ta ni kẹ máa fault ẹ̀yìn yẹn máa point sáwọn Ìgbò. Ìwọ just as individual béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀, have you ever had any encounter with an Igbo person? Like one bad encounter tó fún ẹ ní headache tàbí tó fi ayé ẹ sí danger?
And the same thing goes to you too, as an Igbo man. Have you ever had an encounter with a Yoruba man that gave you the impression of what you were saying? And I said, okay, Yorubas are like that. Many people never really have a one-on-one encounter with anybody.
If you can think that way, that okay, I have had that encounter of Tinikon, then you can now justify your fears of that Igbo man or Yoruba. Or if you have never had that kind of encounter, and you now sit down, Yoruba are this or Igbos are this or Hausa are this or Tinikon. That means you are mad. Just like the people that are really,
which means that
if
we want to be honest to ourselves, it can stop when Nigeria stops.
It can stop. Yes, of course, it can stop. And that way we can live better. Everything is changing, but I tell them, just you guys should watch out. You will see your 2023 that you feel your election can change it. It will not change it, but just keep watching. Keep documenting each and everything that is happening. You will come back to me and you will say, Baba, waiting you be like waiting they tell us, no be like. And thank God, all this nonsense we don't happen. Maybe say some, maybe say we don't discuss for my good diary political. Maybe say I don't carry and say, okay, these are some of them they happen, they are they open, they understand. We will wait for the time. The time
it's almost here. We'll see how it will be. Thank you so much, Ahmed. So I have another person on the line, a quick one as well. Hello there. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Michael.
Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, Baba.
I can hear you.
Yeah, but I can hear you too. So go on, Baba.
It's just that you see, at times when you analyze these things, for people doesn't really understand. For people that
Hello, can you?
There's a mix-up something.
I'll let you get ready before we take the call. So please, when you want to call in, though you probably won't know if I'm going to pick it up early or late. So please just make sure you are ready so that we can sing the line as it should be. Give me a moment, a quick one. Right, found that. So let's see. Hello there. Yes, sir.
Yes, now, in getting mo fẹ́ ṣàlàyé, all the things that you have been able to analyze, getting mo fẹ́ point tí mo mú jù tó hit mi jù ní ọ̀rọ̀, the economic plan tó yẹ káwọn southwestern governors tán ti ṣe. Now, the people that are shouting èmi ló kàn Tinubu. If truly tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ ni Tinubu, if truly Tinubu were to be a good man, a politician, what have you, that they are, talking about.
What they claiming to be.
What they're claiming that is what he could have done. Why didn't he make the alliance with Ogun State? Can't say like Lagos, Ogun State joint, development plan. Now,
if you know
when
how
your
long
state,
to push, Ogun State is industrialized. We know that. So if Lagos invest in Ogun State's power, Ogun State can provide the power that will serve Lagos and Ogun. And then whatever they produce in Ogun can be shipped, taken down to Lagos and whatever they want to export out of Nigeria as well. Baba,
do you know why they will never do that? The reason why they will never do that is because all the money that ought to have been used to do such a venture is being taken away by the so-called bullion man. Now, the people that are claiming Obasanjo, that they will be attaching it to Yoruba, that is the reason why I'm saying all this.
Yep.
If truly that guy was for his own people, that is exactly what they could have done. Now, let's even assume that I want to continue with one Nigeria. If he has done something like that, will anybody be against him in the Southwest presently?
I mean, not like this.
Would there be anybody
like
that will be against him? Would there not be job for our youth?
At least.
That guy made everybody to be at Peru.
So that they can serve
everybody
him.
To
no,
town.
they can serve him.
So that they can
say,
serve
if not
him.
for me. It just about Cuba.
Yes.
It just about Cuba.
Yes.
That kind of lifestyle attitude. No, it's not for everyone.
So they intentionally made our people to be poor, so that they can so that they can send them wherever they want. That is the Tinubu of a man. So let nobody come up again and say Tinubu is a Yoruba man. If you are not voting for Tinubu, you are not a good Yoruba. You are Omale. Let no one say it again, because you cannot come up now and tell us what good
blackmail
Tinubu has done for the Yoruba race.
Exactly. Let me ask them.
What can you say? Okay. What can you say that this man has done for the Yoruba race? Look at
they said if it's not because of him,
for
Yoruba would have suffered in Nigeria. I said, are you
joking? Can you imagine?
Are you actually joking?
Now, that man that cannot prostrate for Yoruba king, he went and prostrate for what's the name of this former mother. If they truly check it, Tinubu is older than that woman. If they truly check it, if you want to go by the religion,
and that woman is in her 80s, by the way. We heard that she's in her 80s.
Tinubu is in his 80s now. Tinubu should be 86, 87 now. What are we talking about? He should be older than him now. They are made. So, that's for that. What I'm saying is, all our youth, I'm begging you in the name of God. Yoruba nation is the way. Forget all these things. Yoruba nation is the way forward, and we must get it this year. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah. Let me take another one. I have another person on the line here. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Ekale, sir.
Ekale. And we're live. Everybody can hear you too.
Yeah. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu. Hello, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi, sir?
I can move more phone, yeah, better or something like that. Oh, yeah, long pada, long fan on, yeah. Yeah, all loud, it's clear and saying. Go on.
Okay. Mo ń ṣe Uber ní Lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Àwọn kíní mú mi lọ́jọ́ kan task force. Àwọn boys kan wà tó jẹ́ ajá task force. Ó wá fún pé ọmọ Ondo State ni mí.
Right.
So, mo wá meet bọ̀bọ̀ kan bẹ̀, ọmọ ìlú Gani Adams ni. After ìlú Gani Adams ni ìlú tèmi. So, ṣáà ń sọ̀rọ̀, mo ṣáà ń gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So, ó wá sọ fún mi, aṣáàjọ ń sọ̀rọ̀, so ó wá sọ pé iṣẹ́ táwọn ń ṣe pé any day tí Tinubu bá ti kú báyìí lọ́jọ́ ẹ̀ ló máa fi kúlẹ̀.
Pé any day tí Tinubu bá ṣe kí ni?
Ó ní any day tí Tinubu bá ti kú báyìí. Àbẹ́ni ti ṣe Tinubu báyìí, ó lọ́jọ́ yẹn ló máa fi kúlẹ̀.
Like òun náà fúnra òun náà máa fayé lẹ̀.
Ó ló máa kúrò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lọ́jọ́ yẹn.
Ó máa fi Èkó lẹ̀, okay.
Ó máa fi Èkó lẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn pé nǹkan táwọn ti ṣe sí Èkó gbòòrò.
So Tinubu ló ń cover àwọn tí Tinubu bá ti lọ pẹ́rẹ́ káwọn disappear ni o. Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Sorry, network issue there, right? Somehow that is not. Oh, grand. Ó ti padà then. Yeah, we can hear you, Baba. Reconnecting again. Line here, out of there. Okay. Not up. Hello there.
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear. Sorry. Can you hear me too, sir?
Oh, yes, I'm hearing you. Thank you so much. I just tried. This is my first time. My name is Ifeanyi. I'm coming from this Brazil in Gabon.
Ifeanyi from Gabon. You're calling from Gabon, you said, yeah?
Yes.
Brilliant. I can hear you. So the line is a bit somehow, so I'll let you speak, okay? And then, go on.
Okay. I just want to say I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
That was how I got to know you. Ever since then, I became hooked.
Thank you.
I like what you're doing. It's still that I do not agree with you in everything. That's why we are all humans. It is impossible for us to agree on everything. So
thank you.
I can say all I want to say is thank you so much. Continue. And as for Nigerians, please remove your mind from anything Nigerian politics.
That's right.
It's only going to kill you. It's only going to make you sick. Remove your mind. Actually, I've removed my own mind. The very day I did that, I started experiencing it. It doesn't matter who they do. Just remove your mind. Take your mind off it.
So are you telling me to remove my mind? Is that you saying that to me? Yeah.
No, I'm talking to Nigerians.
The Nigerians, yes, because this is my ego's very political. I can't remove my mind from their politics or what they do. That's what I talk about. But go on, tell them.
No, go on. I'm not saying you shouldn't be looking at the things that do. But what I'm saying is that don't invest your emotions.
Not expect anything from their politics. It's absolute bollock. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Go on.
Exactly. So another thing I want to say is, it is true that sometimes you say religion is the problem. Well, I don't know. Maybe let's say Christianity or something. I can't say it's the problem.
You know what Obi said? Peter Obi said, you see all these things about religion, ethnic.
I don't give a damn about people.
No. There's something I want to say. Something I want to say. Is aligned with what you are just saying now concerning religion and ethnic, okay? So I just want to quote him. He said, all those things in Nigeria, especially during the election, religion, tribe, and all those things, they are the tools of the elite to keep us divided, which is true. They use that around this period. You be Igbo, you be Hausa, you be this, you be that. But none of them actually is true in our interest. Ifeanyi, go on.
Yes. And then because the problem with Nigerians is that how many Nigerians have actually taken the time to take the Bible and study it? It's very few. Okay, there's somebody. The first time Apostle Paul talked to him, Apostle Paul called him, what's he called? Your Excellency, or Theophilus.
Right.
But another time when Apostle Paul wrote a letter to him, he simply said Theophilus. So the first time, Theophilus was still an official in the Roman government. He was a politician. But when he became a Christian, he dropped politics. You see? So that is why Apostle Paul then called him Theophilus instead of Your Excellency Theophilus.
Just call me by my name.
By right, if you call yourself, you shouldn't be engaged in anything politics. You shouldn't. Because you cannot be talking about the kingdom of God and at the same time talking about the kingdom of man. Politics it is not possible. So anybody who is engaging in politics and saying, oh, religion, the person is not a Christian. Don't listen to what people say. Take up that Bible, take up that book.
And read it yourself too. Pick up that Quran, read it yourself. See what is written in there, not what somebody told you.
Exactly. So that is all I have to say tonight. Thank you so much.
God bless you. It's so pleasure. Yeah, it's a pleasure to hear from you. I have another person on the line. My other caller, my brother, who was calling from Lagos. So sorry that I've not been able to get you connected again. The line is so bad. But I have another person on the line. A quick one. Hello there. Oh God, you. Oh yeah. Alpha, Baba. Goodbye. We are here. Kasha Madupe.
At the end of the day, Baba, gbogbo wọn ló máa jẹ breakfast, wọ́n tún jẹ brunch
Everybody,
wọn ni o.
ló máa serve.
Ilé ìwé kò ní wọ́n máa ṣe sáàbù wọn. Bàbá búbè ni oníkálùkù máa bu tiẹ̀ ni.
Yeah, serve yourself ni.
You don't get the point, Baba. Now you go take your own, Baba. You go serve yourself. Both breakfast and brunch.
Mix them together.
Baba. Hey, make I quickly something like 3 things.
Go ahead,
First,
Baba.
I really appreciate that thing where I met stuff. See, that mentality where most people will see they back home in Nigeria, they get say, okay, if we do on our own, if we go our separate way, and then we see they do anyhow, say, and I don't know because tell me they don't do anyhow. They will treat us anyhow. Baba, my life. As I met talk,
let me tell them.
Yeah, because you know the reason why. But I'm not going to tell ourselves truth. As me and you did now, we come from Ogun State. My great grandfather now from Shagamu. Yes. You go tell me, say, the local government chairman, where be local government chairman for like Odogbolu or for like Shagamu or Remo in Asami. Not to talk of the senator where they represent our constituency in Asami. Where we say now the same southwest you come from, Momo, you back on Joniwa. He go come tell me, say, road way pass in front of my house. He don't collect the money, he no do the road. He dey mad.
Where we know the government, we will know where the seat of power will be in Yoruba land, where his office day.
And I tell you now, what say he go hide for Abuja? You know, Sammy, I say get one office for Abuja.
No.
Even though if you won't come Ogun State, you not go even reach Agamu. All those bastard evil men and evil women we call themselves senators, honorable members, they represent both the upper and the lower house. None of them ask them in the last 8 years, we go back to their constituency, go check within the happen to people.
Except for when election is coming, so that they can go and share food, money, then thugs can use gun to chase people.
Baba, see one make I speak in small Yoruba. See one gba ile Yoruba, to get our own nation.
Yes.
Now we dey control our thing by ourselves. Baba, if we talk, say, okay, Dapo Abiodun, now you want to be our governor for Ogun State, no wahala. You know what you could do? We go vote for you, but before we go vote for you, we go carry you go this Orisha, which is an Orisha to man from the or no,
Igbokoko.
Ayilala. Ada fún Baba. Npe wa a máa mú ẹ lọ sí di Ayilala o. Wà lọ mú mi Ayilala o. You understand me? Tó bá ti mú mi Ayilala, wà máa dìbò fún ẹ. We will vote for you. Once you free drink Ayilala water, we will vote for you. You understand me? And nobody say we dey doubt you. Just drink the water. No wahala. Baba, you no go try nonsense now. You understand me? Baba, they tell you there are things where people go involved. Not all this Bible and Quran, borrowed culture, what we practice, what we take the deceive ourselves. The same idiot will come another 8 years. They will carry Bible. Are you a Muslim or Christian? I'm a Muslim. Yeah, I will be faithful to my people. I will be this. I will be speak a grammar. Carry a good water, give and make him drink. Now, whether most don't go kill her in the craze. I tell you, Baba. If you chop 1 naira from the constituency money, we then give her or money for project. But if we collect, if everybody do on his own, you understand me? You don't go tell Igbo man now, make it come use Ayilala water constituency for Yoruba land. No. It's not possible now. You understand me?
No,
for people land, for people land, call Obi, as all of them they support Obi now. Call Obi now, make them tell us, okay, Obi, no worry. All the Easterners will vote for you. Come go swear for Amadioha. Obi go wrong. Mami, they tell you.
Well, we say Baba, it's religion for peace from that.
That is, I understand Igbo. I speak, I grew up in the midst of Igbo. Now every morning they talk to you.
I know now.
If I just speak like two Igbo now, Igbo people they listen, they go no say
Yeah,
they
nah, you
hear
supposed to
Igbo
tell
and
us because you
they
know what they tell us. Igbo will say Yorubas get mouth, You go see us where before we fight, we don't use mouth already do the fighting. So they'll say, do am. Oh yeah, baba, do am. Smoke small.
ndị ọgọ m nwoke ndị ọgọ m nwaanyị mụ abụ onye Yoruba nwunye m bụ onye Igbo anụ m anụ Igbo anụ m asụ ya ọfụma mụ abụ ọgọ m nwoke so I dey hear now I dey speak am family. Now when I come Europe the thing begin comot from mouth small.
You no suppose so because me I dey look for teacher wey be say we go dey the same level, you go teach me the Igbo.
So
seriously.
You see, if we dey deceive ourselves, say, fine, family, the Igbo people are the best people I've ever met in my life.
Tell me about
I grew up in their midst in my father's house in Ikeja. I won't lie to you, family. I do business with them when I was doing spare part business in Buka.
Now imagine what you are reading and what everybody is saying and all of that. Somebody like you, when you are reading all those things, how do you feel? Like you just sit down there and be like, even the more nonsense, rubbish. Abi, how do you feel? Because that's how me I feel. Oh, how do you feel when you read all these things and all this nonsense?
That's how they feel. Then just turn everything upside down. You understand me? Baba, in those days when they do firewall business, they carry motor, they go east. I got one place where I know they meet for Douglas Road for Uri, where they go shopping for me.
What's her name?
Now for Douglas Road for Uri.
Oh, I thought you said you had one babe. Sorry, one place.
No.
Go
on.
I
said I got one place where they talk.
Get one place. I thought you said that. I actually thought I got one babe for Uri. I was like, eh?
No.
But I realized that you said I got one place. Now continue, Baba. Douglas Road.
If Douglas Road for Uri Road, any Easterners will be on this platform. After they mention, you go no say this guy don't work out. You understand me? You see, those days, there is no fear, there is no attack on the road. But sometimes I they leave Lagos after 9 perfect. Even during Abacha time, where them banned Tokumbo not to enter. Why people buy more from Cotonou, you understand me? Now midnight we take the waka, firewall now to the waka. Now midnight, you understand me? Sometimes I they enter away 3-4 a.m. You understand me?
Back then,
life was easy, and back then life was. I'm talking of 2001, 2002, 2004.
Somebody we never left Onikolobo in Abeokuta, Abi Okeshapati in Ibadan is there telling Igbos to go back because Igbos don't welcome people in their region, forgetting the fact that there are people who actually run things there who are Yorubas and they have different,
Baba, there is this village in Uguta. Where are they carry S300? That's an S300.
Right.
At the help people buy S300 box distribution. I get some guys in Germany. Then they bring that S300 for me. I get Easterners buyer. I get one village. I know I will try to remember the name of that village. But na Uguta before we na in that village day. You know, say they are king there na Muslim. They leave anybody who comes from that side will testify all these things. Their king then are Muslim. The man do more. You understand me? You see these people, they just come with their evil motive, all these evil politicians, they take our head, they knock each other, begin do anyhow. Okay. Back to what you first talked about the security outlets in the north.
Akeredolu now crying that go on, Baba.
Listen now, there's this lady. Her name is Aisha Gombe. She's from Yola.
Right.
They call her Warrior. Go and Google it on YouTube. You see this thing.
Aisha Gombe. Warrior.
Yeah, Aisha Gombe. Yes, Warrior. You know, say this lady, she gets more than 20 or 30 groups of people, both young ladies and young men. She formed vigilante, and the Yola government was in support of it.
There are many like them there. This lady, there are many like them there.
Baba, this lady they fortified those
hunters, so they say they catch Boko Haram.
Hmm.
She they lead there. If you go on YouTube now, you go see her. She did there. I come across that thing sometimes about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Hmm.
But for our own southwest, for our southeast,
Yeah.
for Igbo land, for Yoruba land, if one lady organize that kind of thing for Ondo State, now our own governor, now then go first to make DSS and police begin pursue her, come carry her. So she know they're entitled to form that kind of thing. So why are we deceiving ourselves that we are one Nigeria? We are not one Nigerians now. Let everybody go his or her own way. You understand me? Kolomudomu yegbe. Only a show wa lototo baba kamo itakpa. Make everybody do your own business separate. Make everybody know how much to make a profit. Let's go our way.
Thank you so much.
That is the only way. Baba, I really appreciate you.
I do appreciate. I appreciate you more, especially what you shared with us tonight, Baba.
Princess, Ahmedi, Bolu, everybody. I greet everyone. I really appreciate
That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank
Baba.
you so much, Baba.
You have a good one, okay? Nice one, Baba.
I really
Thank you, Baba. So that's Irumole there, a very, very amazing person. So I have another call on the line. Hello there.
Hey, Michael.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
Well, I'm fine. I'm, surviving. I'm still here. Thank you. How are you?
Good. How is the energy crisis in UK and your what do I call it, inflation or whatever?
We don't know. They are even telling us that we are going to a recession too. There's so many things they have told us. But as usual, I'm just gonna say we are just taking it in calmly. Because that's what we are doing now, like trying to understand everything. And then they're trying to figure out how we're gonna weather the whole thing. But yeah, we are looking forward to it. October is almost here, when we are going to have about 300% increase in our energy bills alone, about 400% increase. So it's scary. Some of us choose not to think about it, even though we can't stop thinking about them. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll see how we're going to live through that, Baba. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's brilliant.
Well, I pray that God will give you guys strength to overcome. These are the reason why.
Now money go get us through it, Baba. Because God has already given us this that you know what, you better start thinking. This is a big one, you better start thinking. So then again, maybe God will then push more money to us so that we can handle it. Because anything from money, Baba, it goes out though, but we'll be fine. Thank you.
I pray so. These are the reason why when we talk about Yoruba nation, Biafra, everybody must understand that is the only solution.
That's right.
Because whether you are anywhere you are in the world, Nigeria is happening to you, whether you like it or not.
Directly or indirectly, whether you admit to it or not.
It's happening to everybody. Because when you look at it, the day I read about the fall of pound sterling, I laughed. Where I read it, they captured it very well, the way that is so interesting. They said it's in 37 or 38 years of, being so valued above all the currencies. You can imagine that. For a currency of a country to remain strong for over 30-something years, 3 decades plus. You can imagine what it is. So
if you have been from Nigeria, where the thing have been fluctuating back and forth, right? I bet you can imagine what effort those people who are able to keep theirs stabilized for 37 years, what kind of effort they put into it. Imagine it.
That is it.
And kind of discipline as well, by the way. What kind of discipline and commitment they had. But lack of discipline is what we are facing in Nigeria, of course, isn't it?
My brother, the truth of the problem, you just said something very, very important just a few minutes ago. And you quickly corrected me. And I like that. because it have entered your consciousness, even your subconsciousness. That is the truth. When I said I pray for you, you quickly intervened and said, no, it's money will solve it. And that is the truth.
Which is this?
Because the problem of Nigeria is not only demonic, it's humanic, brother. It's humanic. It's a man-made problem.
Not just demonic, it is humanic
this is not
too.
just, it's a humanic problem. It's a every problem you can think about in Nigeria. They are all man-made. All these, because I was arguing, I said something to a colleague of mine, a co-worker of mine yesterday, who is a pastor. He said something, and he don't feel so comfortable when I talk about all these African leaders and the way they're messing things up. He said something. He said, but in all these things, the power of God is still above everything. I say, hey, let's get this straight. Nobody is contesting. Nobody is contesting that God can do everything. It's only a fool will come and say God can do everything.
See, you know what, Osita, you know what somebody told me about this issue of God or not? They say even persuade talk say him be atheist. When he meets shock, he go shout Jesus or
that
God.
Is the truth.
And
whatever
in their own secret, in their own silent time, they usually say, God, please help me. Even though they will tell you, I'm atheist. I'm atheist. So yeah, you are right. Go on.
Everybody acknowledges God. Even Satan himself acknowledges there is God. So let's not even go there. I told him the truth is that, okay, what we're talking about is poverty. I told him, the truth. The more I have read the Bible as a Christian, and the more I have tried to follow spiritual issues, God cannot do what man can do. If I have not learned any other thing from my own belief in God and my own studying of the Bible, I have come to realize that God never do what man can do.
That's the point.
And that is the reason
God
why
won't do what man can do. And we can do a lot. Most of what we complain about are things that were done by men. And they can be undone by men. So why waiting for God?
And
go on.
I told him yesterday, let us not fool ourselves here.
I
don't want you to approach a physical matter with a spiritual solution. These are not only spiritual things. For example, Chinese people, over 70% of them do not believe in God. They don't even believe in God, talk of believing whether in Jesus
religion
or something
or anything.
else.
No.
They don't even believe. But Chinese, are they not prosperous? They're not praying like. So if our problem is prayer, Nigeria would have been good. It's not a prayer thing alone. It is people doing things right. So,
Osita, use this example, a quick one, right? In your submission as well, yeah? In Casina, okay? The people there agreed to go and buy guns, which is logical.
Good.
In Ondo State, they are not allowed to, which is illogical. Now, when next Casina comes under attack, there are likely that the people there will be able to push back for some time. When Ondo people come under attack, they just have to wait to be killed. Do you get that now? And all these are man-made. You cannot turn around and say, God, why? God, why now? God, why didn't you do this? And God will do that. You know what I mean? Just practically, Osita.
Maya Good, there's something he used to say. He used to say something, choose the poison you want to take by yourself. That is just the summary of the whole thing.
I said,
whatever thing you choose, there is a consequence.
Yes.
Whether you choose it right or wrong, there is a consequence for everything you choose. So
choose your
it's
own
not
poison.
when you choose the wrong thing. You just choose the wrong thing and you turn back to God and say, God, why now?
God, why now? Why did you let me choose this? No, come on, man. Don't be clever by half.
God is a God of principles. He's a God He has laid down his principles for us to follow. Somebody called from Gabon and he was talking about the scriptures, and my dear, the way we have embraced spirituality in Africa is part of our
it's also
stupidity.
Part of these whole problems too.
When you embrace spirituality without wisdom, you become a nuisance. And that's why we are just a nuisance. With all of our spirituality, with all of our prayers, with everything, we are still poorer than the poorest. We are still living in sloth. So that is not the problem.
And you cannot
Back
blame
to
God for that.
Akeredolu.
Oh, sister, help me add it.
No.
We should not blame God. I must tell them that they shouldn't blame God for that. That is their choice. It is their choosing
it's
too.
not
Baba?
It's not God's problem, my
No.
brother. Let
No.
us get it straight. It's that we have bad leaders. It's not the fault of God. Some
No.
people say every leader comes from God. That is a lie from
It
the
is a
satanic
lie.
kingdom.
God bless you.
It's a lie from the pit of hell. Every leader is not. There is what is called permissive will of God. Okay? When, for example, when the people of Israel demanded for a king in 1 Samuel chapter 8, God told them that the king that you are requesting will treat you bad. We do this, we do that. They still went ahead and said, give it to us. And God gave them the king. So how is that the fault of God? And the king really dealt with them. So now God provided solutions to solve the problem of Nigeria, and people deliberately pretend as if they don't know that that is the solution. What do you want God to do?
What do you want God to do?
Look, from the Akeredolu of a person, I saw that news, I laughed. I didn't want to read the news because I know what the news will be all about. You see, I'm not surprised when they talk. All these people, they are the same. Whether it's Obi, whether it's Atik, they are all the same.
They don't understand. They don't.
Akeredolu is now talking. Is he trying to tell us he doesn't know that?
No, he's not
Nigeria
even talking straight. Osita, see, he's not talking straight. This is not even like just talking, okay? He's not talking straight. A sitting governor who knows the security existential threats in his state, yeah? And he knows it, that the reason why he couldn't do what he would have loved to do was because, yeah, they are existing under this fraudulently arranged 1999 constitution. He knows. So he started referring back to 1960. Baba, he didn't refer back to 1979. Oh. He didn't refer back to 1995. Oh. He's referring back to 1960, which means he's indirectly saying, make everybody just break up these things so that we can face and focus on what really matters for our people. So it's not talking straight. And it is sad.
My brother.
It is sad.
My
They
brother,
know better than me. Oh. They know better than many of us. Oh. They are first-hand information they have, oh, but they will never walk straight. To say the truth.
My brother, the truth, I'm not surprised when they talk and when they say whatever. That's why I'm not interested in listening to them. Before they talk, I can tell you what they will say.
They are so predictable.
So they are so hypocritical, they are psychophants, and they are Fulani slaves. So a slave will always talk like a slave. Just look at what he said. That how can you use a double standard in one country?
As if to say this is the first time they know about this double standard.
As if he doesn't know that there is a double standard in everything in Nigeria. He knows very well. So he's trying to play to the gallery. So that is the reason why our oppressors cannot be the ones to save us. That is the fact of life. The
people that brought us to this stage, this sorry stage, they can never be the people to take out of that. Take us out of this same place. It is impossible.
That is it, my brother. I want to summarize with the one that Madi or whatever he called the Fulani guy that was talking about Christians in the South or something. You know, my brother, I told you some time ago, they will break up Nigeria by themselves.
They are working hard towards that.
Nigeria is destined to break up. And they by themselves will continue to break it until when they can no longer manage it again. This will be
the fourth time, if I'm counting right, that you are saying this on this program. You said until they will not be able to hold it together anymore. They will eventually let go. This is the fourth time
brother,
you're saying it.
Tina Chebe wrote, he concluded things all about by one sentence. And he said, because the center could no longer hold.
Because the center could no longer hold.
They will continue to do it because the center is no longer holding. That is the truth. The last battle, if it is in the movie, they said last fight. You see, 2023
last
is the
battle
last fight.
of the empire gate before the empire falls.
This 2023 is the last fight, and that they themselves will break it up. Not we agitators. How are they going to break it up? They have started the process of breaking it up. Those that are shouting Obi now, I have told them, those that want to listen, prepare for second option. Don't just invest your emotion in Obi. Prepare for the worst. If he doesn't, then have alternative. Let your alternative.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket because Nigeria has a way of breaking the heart. And this time around, if you do, you may not even have the strength to recover. So you are right, Osita.
My brother, they will break up Nigeria, but I'm just being honest with you. It's not about being emotional. If you look at Nigeria carefully, Nigeria have come to the point of breaking point. I listened to Clinton and so many other submissions from people. You will understand that internationally they have been managing to package Nigeria and hold it together. But the more they try to package it, the more it's breaking. The more they try to package it internationally, the more it's breaking. And the Nigerians themselves are going to break it up in 2023 with their election. Because they have not started campaign. You are already seeing the level of
we can already see the tension brewing here and there.
You can see the level of divisiveness they are already introducing into the politics. So with that level of divisiveness,
and the level of lies, propaganda, gaslighting, setup, profiling, all manner of negativity that, well, I don't know how they're going to see us through this.
Said they will break it up. Do you know why 2015 they were able to manage and escape 2015? People are comparing 2015. Now, people are more aware, number one.
Yes.
There is more hunger in the land, number two. There is more anger in the land, number three.
That's right.
Today, it is now very obvious that there is an attempt of subjugation and conquest. It is crystal clear to everybody. Whether they're blind, everybody now is very much aware that Fulani is on conquest. So that is the reason why you see this last fight that the Obi has engaged himself into, let us say is the last hope of Nigerians.
Some people said it's their last, and then if they couldn't push it, if anything should be wrong, then they will give up finally. I say, well, good luck with that.
That is my summary. That is where they will break it up. And I'm telling you, you see, I watched the protests in Iran, how the Iranians were pushing their police and all that. My brother, the one they are going to have now, it is not going to be like Lekito Gate. I'm just being very honest with you. People have gotten it so much that they can't take it. People are willing to take bullets now.
Like they rather just die or continue to live in this slavery.
I'm telling you, people have already decided that they want to die. And the capacity of Nigerian military or whatever security they have cannot contain the kind of thing. That's where the breakup
it's going to be like a dam, you know, it's going to be like when a dam bursts. You see, when you have the dam, you are controlling the water.
Yeah.
When you're releasing the dam, you release the water, you do all of that. But when the dam bursts, Osita, you know, say na catastrophe, what do they call that thing? Natural disaster. Because you see all the path that the burst water is going to pass through, they will never remain the same again. Exactly what they are doing with Nigeria. A keg of gunpowder. Shaking.
It is going to break up. So, Akeredolu, I don't want to discuss him because he is part of the oppressor.
He is. He's part of them. That's why he's speaking all this political correctness and all that. He is.
When this rain will start falling, my brother, I'm just being honest with you. You see this rain that they are now
this cloud that is gathering. This cloud that is gathering. When it begins to rain,
that is gathering. I love that word. That cloud they are now gathering.
That's what is going on in
brother,
Nigeria right now. It's about to rain.
They will not. They may not escape it, because this one is not 2015. It's not 2019.
No.
It is. There is a very serious.
There's a thin line. There's a thin line between having peace or having the other one. So thin right now.
Yes.
Once it cuts.
Everybody now is okay. Look at, for example.
Yeah.
Everybody is now in a very tense moment. Those that are in the riverine area, they call Niger Delta, there is a tension there already.
Yes.
A stupid contract they say they gave one of them some follow. That one is already creating
tension. You're right.
In that area. So everywhere there is a tension. In the Igbo land, there is a tension.
Yes.
In the West, there is a tension.
That's right.
Up there in the Middle Belt, there is a tension. So when that center now they are trying to put together will begin to flame up, I'm telling you, you will see an Igbo soldier. Nobody will tell him to withdraw from Nigerian army. He will withdraw and join his own. The Westerner soldier will withdraw and join their own. Then that is how Nigeria is going to break up. It will start from different sectors. It's not agitation that something will trigger that agitation. And something will trigger a very bloody.
It will just be like people where you weren't born before. They come waka enter with petrol doused on them. Come they give you lighter. Say, I bet let me try this lighter. They work. Let me check this. I bet check this lighter. They work. Say but no be petrol there about this. So say let me try and please let me check this lighter. They work. That's exactly what the politicians are doing right now. So yeah. They will ignite it.
That is it, though. That is it. So imagine, you look at that Akeredolu. He said he's a fan, and he's talking that kind of nonsense. You know, you're saying, you know that it's a double standard in everything in Nigeria.
I'm waiting for him to give Amotekun AK-47 before I believe him, by the way, sister, because I want to bring the picture, the video, where I'm going to see Amotekun with AK-47. I say, hey, Akeredolu is talking. Yeah, go further. Go further. Go further.
God bless you. That's when we will clap for him. We say, oh, this one is already delivered. It's not coming to issue stupid statements.
Just issue statements, exactly.
And buy the AK-47, give it to them. Then we know that he has the ball.
Yeah.
Not to come and write on the media.
So when these Fulani terrorists, when they see the image of 500 people with AK-47 parading, and you share the picture, the video, everything, then go live on those state that night. They go relocate to another place.
My brother.
So if Ekiti also display their own Amotekun, 500 or 1,000 with AK-47 brand new, they will leave Ekiti, they will move. Now, so they go move before they live everywhere. I believe that too.
My brother, if you want to have an example, take Southeast Igbo land. Even though with the aid of their military and the useless government
and all of that stuff.
Even with their aid, Fulani has not been able to overrun the Southeast like they have overrun Middle Belt and part of the Southwest today because of the presence of ESN. Because they know that there are men that are on a very sophisticated weapon.
And just on one mission as well, if you cite them.
That is it.
Go on.
That is it. So that is the reason why they have not we know their activities before the establishment of ESN. They were already overrunning Ebonyi State, Enugu State. They were already overrunning it until ESN was introduced.
That's right.
These things automatically went down. They now resorted to kidnapping and all these things with the aid of the terrorists in uniform, in military uniform. But the moment the Southwest introduced a sophisticated weapon in Amatekun, my brother, forget it.
They don't even have to shoot it and say, if you show where they wouldn't be. No. Just do that same parade that they put yellow and red there, all those things, and let them carry the AK-47. Make them see, say, the picture show that 1,000 Amotekun on a parade have now been harmed. They will be distributed all over the state. Show them. They will leave Ondo State that night. That same night, they will leave Ondo State. But there will be vigil. Osita, there will be vigil inside the Aso Rock, by the way. Once they know that some army of people have 1,000 AK-47 in Ondo, I mean, that could be the beginning anyway. Until Akeredolu does that, Baba?
Not be blood they run for their body. If they see a sophisticated weapon, they go not say these people they serious, not be to the talk.
I mean, you know, not be mouth and mouth anyway.
The governors go they talk, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. We need action, not be this nonsense where they talk. Make I leave all that.
It is well. Thank you so much for stopping by. Work. In fact, you and I actually spent like 25 minutes. That's massive. That's a long one, though. Thank you so much anyway for stopping by, okay? Have a good one. Now, this is where we're going to draw the curtains, okay? I would have preferred to take a few more calls, but time is not on my side. I'm sorry. Time is not on my side so much. I would love to go longer. But thank you for joining me tonight. I am going to be back again some other time. If you are just joining us, I would advise that you can start watching from the start again. It's quite interesting. I've shared my own part. I've listened to other people. They've made their own contributions as well. I've read some comments, and I'm glad that we never had any technical itch today. So thank you for spending your evening with me. And if you really enjoyed this, remember, you can still like this broadcast. Subscribe onto my channel, and I'm going to see you some other time. So good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra.